Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some StarCraft 2 action. We got Bly going up against Elazer in the ESL 2023 Winter Regional Qualifier. Well, it's not the qualifier, it's the group stage of the European section of the ESL 2023. Now, full disclosure, I've already seen this game because I cast it and then I didn't record it. So I'm just re-recording it now for posterity, but that does mean that I kind of know what is going to happen. And because of that inside knowledge, I can promise you that even though this is CVZ, the first game is a banger. So I hope you stick around with me. We have Bly sending out a drone here after starting, I think it was a 12 pool. Actually, pretty sure it's a 12 pool. And we have Elazer going for a 15 hatch. So he did an extractor trick, didn't make an overlord, and then went for this 15 hatch. It's kind of like overhatch, I guess you should call it. And Bly builds a hatchery, cancels it, and makes a spine crawler, and he's planning an all-out assault onto this natural base of Elazer. Now, Elazer does not know anything yet, but soon he will. Lings going around the path of this overlord, so they will go unscouted until they hit this overlord over here. Overlord over here doesn't see anything just yet. That's about to change. Does not see the spine, does see the lings, so he's like, okay, 12 pool, I've dealt with this before. But there's the spine crawler, kind of, bless me. I feel like this spine crawler should be a little bit more forward, but then it exposes the spine crawler a bit more to the units coming out of the hatchery. Drone blocking the spine for a little bit, but the drone does fall right away. Oh my god, Bly actually catches a Zergling there. Catches 2 Zerglings, 3 Zerglings for free. Killed off by Bly here. I'm not sure if Elazer can keep this hatchery alive with all of those free lings dying. 2 free lings go the way of Bly. Now Queen pops out and immediately gets slaughtered by the lings. That's some good-ass damage by Bly, and then meanwhile he has a natural base. And Elazer seems to be holding on to his natural base. Spinecrawler does go down. 11 drones get killed. Bly has 2 more drones, and more importantly, Bly already starting a second queen, whereas Elazer only has 1, but he does have enough energy to inject both hatcheries. So if he uses that energy on both hatches right now to inject them, I feel like he is fine, actually. Elazer and Bly kind of even in this game. Let's look at the gases. We do see a gas for Bly, but not mining yet, so maybe he took the gas as kind of a follow-up. But seeing how much damage he did, he doesn't want to use the gas just yet. Elazer on the other side of the map going completely gasless right now. Damn, this queen is going out for a walk. Elazer kind of knows that there is no speed just yet, so this queen can just go out into the world and get a kill on that overlord. Wow. That's a boss move by Elazer. It's not really hurting him in the drone count. Even though this is his only queen. So he didn't inject with this queen for at least 50 energy. And he's still he's even ahead in the worker count. So that goes to show that he knows what he's doing. I feel like he could have injected this hatchery twice at least, but, you know, small things. 2 Zerglings are in the main here for Elazer, confirming that it is gasless. So Bly starting his speed here, but also firing up a bunch of drones with that, because he knows, like, what's Elazer gonna do? He doesn't have gas. He can't attack me. He can attack me with slow lings, but what's the player called that did that? Anton. I don't know. There's this one Zerg player that did gas only to Grandmaster. God, I'm blanking on his name, I'm sorry. Another Overlord bites the dust. These queens are menacing. Third base going down for Bly. Two basing coming out from Elazer. We do see a Roach Warren on both sides. No layers just yet, but we do see double gas coming up for Bly. Same for Elazer here, both on 3 gas. So if this continues, Bly's slightly ahead, and he has a 3rd base, so... And Elazer going for a quick lair, so is he going for Mutalisk? And we would expect a quick 4th gas now. Or is he going for Roach Speed and eventual double upgrades? He does start +1 attack right away, but that doesn't mean that much. This could just be a bait. You can just cancel that and get all of your money back. No lair for Bly. 3rd base about to finish. Let's see if he drones it up. He's making 8 slow roaches, actually. What is this? Maybe he's sniffing out the fact that Elazer is on 2 base, teching it up. Lair almost completed. Gas is now done. The main base isn't even fully saturated, and Elazer is hiding these roaches. So Elazer's planning to attack Bly with a very large force of roaches. I think. Yeah, there we go. Roach speed starts up. So as soon as speed starts, or is done, and we see +1 finish, I think, like as soon as +1 finishes, Elazer wants to run across the map, use this creep highway that he's building for himself. But what is Bly doing over here? He has a bunch of Zerglings coming out, more streaming over, and 6 Ravagers, so he's doing a Zergling Ravager attack into Elazer that is actually planning to attack Bly. So maybe a little unfortunate for Bly here. Zerglings do fully surround the Queen right away. Ravagers getting some nice biles. Oh my god, a Roach Speed is actually going to get sniped. No Roach Warren anymore for Elazer, so if Bly keeps up this attack, he might actually be able to just overwhelm Elazer with roaches of his own, even though they are slow on Bly's side. Bly does start +1 Carapace here, so Bly not really trying to kill Elazer here, just trying to slow him down. Roach Warren is being rebuilt in the natural. Lynx try to get in, but there's just a big roach clump from Elazer. That's all Elazer's doing. Actually starts up Lynx speed amongst all of this. He does have these 4 geysers and no 3rd base, so he will be floating a little bit of gas. So you can see him investing heavily into the upgrades, especially as he is not making any Ravagers. Now Bly finally starting a lair of his own. 4th base coming down. And this 3rd base is just a macro hatch. Elazer does not have a macro hatch, which you'll see Zerg players do that pretty often when they feel like they're going to be stuck on those 2 bases. They will make a macro hatch so that they actually have the larva. And now Elazer is forced to be very efficient with his larva, so he can't make a lot of Zerglings, because Zerglings are super larva inefficient for the money that you can spend on them. Roaches, on the other hand, decently larva efficient. Ravagers, very larva efficient. So that's how you'll see Elazer balance out his army. Look at the map vision that Bly has gained for himself. We see a lot of Elazer. We see no 3rd base, no 3rd base. We always see this kind of like half a triangle pattern. Ooh, Zerglings of Elazer get caught there by the Zerglings of Bly. Bly is the apex predator on this map right now, but we do see these double upgrades from Elazer. Stuck on 2 base, and as long as he has these roaches, Bly can't really finish him off. But we do see the Spire coming out of Bly, and this is a... well, Bly... what's the word for that? I don't know. It's just his style in ZVZ. Let's just say it's his style. He likes to go Spire, and then he goes like Mutas, and then he makes a bunch of roaches, and then he kind of goes back into Mutas, and then I'll go back into some roaches, and then I'll go back into Mutas, and you'll see him do this in multiple matchups, actually. Oh my god, 3rd base almost going down to the Zerglings. Zerglings committing on both of the bases of Elazer, and the natural goes down for Elazer. Was already softened up about 6 minutes ago from that 12 pool with the Spinecrawler. And Elazer is just all in. His main is barely mining. And the Spire is about to finish for Bly, so this might be a pretty decent timing. He's actually starting up the mutas, not more roaches. If these mutas come out and Bly isn't already dead, then he wins the game. But if Elazer could smash his way through the army of Bly, then he can maybe do some critical damage before the mutas drive him back. We do see a bunch of queens here with Transfuse, so I feel like this is just impossible for Elazer, but he has to try. He doesn't have a natural, and he doesn't have a third base anymore. Mutas are here, but that's so many roaches, so finely upgraded compared to the units of Bly. And the mutas are here, but there's no ground army. Roach Warren being targeted, and now the roaches are slowly trickling in from Elazer here. But the drones on the third base are forfeit. No more units for Bly. Has Elazer done it? Is Bly actually dead here? Somehow, some way? He's winning without a natural. Is he? 13 drones go down. Third base goes down. Worker count is kind of even. I think Elazer is somehow in this game. What is this? Okay. We have a 2-base versus 2-base regression. This is the most extended mid-game you'll ever see. Mutas trying to hunt down roaches on the far side of the map, while Zerglings try to get in and get some damage done. Again, deny a potential third base. Blythe throws down his third base for the second time. We do see roach burrow movement, but no burrow just yet, because Elazer has to invest into these double queen production, because he only has 2 hatcheries. Because he needs those queens. That's his only mobile anti-air. Now finally starting up the burrow. And there we go. +1 attack for the mutas coming out with 5 more Mutalisk. This is the Bly stuff. And Bly goes on to the queens. And by killing all of these queens, even sacking all of his roaches and some of the mutas for it, he resets the queen count almost completely. And that means now Elazer does not have any mobile anti-air, even targeting down a couple drones here with the roaches. And even though Bly's on 36 drones, he has a third base almost done, and his mutas are reigning supreme in the sky. I don't see how Elazer ever takes a third base here. Like, he's taken one, but it just gets targeted down. Like, oh, but Bly feels the need to follow these Elazer roaches around. Oh my god. It's because, look at the roaches, right? They have these fucking spikes on their backs, which means they have burrow movement. And Bly doesn't really have a standing army. So if these get inside of his base, then he's in a lot of trouble, so he has to follow them around. And now burrow does finish for Elazer, saves 4 of these roaches. Third base now in peril, but it could have been cancelled already, but nice movement by Elazer with these roaches, potentially securing himself a third base, and now he has 1 spore, a second one building. Does Bly just dive into this spore collar? He should, but he isn't, and now the queens are here, and that's of course the danger. If you dive into a spore and there's queens transfusing it, you just took a lot of free damage and probably lost at least a muta or 2. You don't want to be doing that. 2 queens are here, and that is... There's only 3 queens on the side of Elazer, I think. Yes, only 3. There you go, 3 spore crawlers in an attempt to get a third base. And now Bly making 7 drones, actually really behind in the worker count. There were a bunch of roaches in his main base doing damage. 6 drones went down, and Bly's been playing on a very low drone count. And so these burrow movement roaches paid off big time. So now Bly's kind of in recovery mode, and that buys Elazer so much time and space that he actually gets a third base here. That is crazy. Elazer fighting his way back into this game. The tenacity is real, and I love to see it. He's really fighting for, well, not his tournament life, but he's fighting for a place in the playoffs. And he knows that Bly is kind of an opponent that he should be beating. Geyser does go down here. And Bly? Ooh, does not dive. Oh, actually dives onto the spore collar, and the queens are kind of stuck here. And now nice hold position micro by Elazer or by Bly. Gets 13 drones. 5 drones do go down to the Burrow Roach from Elazer here. Oh my god, that's a lot of drones. They came back at the wrong time. I actually missed a really cute hold position movement there, but 21 drones do go down. Another Spore Crawler. Look at the queens. They're just moving around these Evo chambers time and time again. If this Evo chamber was dead, would make it so much easier for a Elazer to defend. And now all of these bases are like half saturated. Bly's the only one with a full mining base right now. And all that a Elazer can do here is just drone up, defend, and hope that you can get a standing army. He's actually making a Hydralisk Den. I never thought we'd see the day in this game that he'd get enough money and oh my god, he has so much gas. That he'd actually think he'd have money for a Hydralisk, but I guess with this gas bank, all you need is minerals, and he just got access to a lot of fresh minerals. But Hydralisk are pretty frail compared to in low numbers versus Mutalisk. And these Mutalisk are about to have +2, or will have +2 in the future. But if he can get up critical mass of Hydralisk, especially with the Queen support, Elazer might actually have a standing army that can fight Bly's army. And he does have a lot of Mutalisk. 24 Mutalisk. Any lone Spore Crawler just gets torn to shreds. Second Spore Crawler does not fall. Mass Transfuser from the Queens. Oh, Mutalisk flying into the Queens as well. So a couple Mutalisk do go down there. 9 have gone down so far. And that's just more Hydralisk here. Hydra range almost done. And these units still have those 2-1 upgrades from earlier. Elazer still benefiting from that. Oh, Mutalisk trying to jump onto a small pack of Hydralisk there, but the Queens are there to protect them. Big Mama is here. 4th base going down for Bly, actually. And he's adding on a Baneling, so we're going to see Speed Banes here, I think, to assist in killing the clumps of Hydralisk, and that's the danger. If you have too many Hydralisk, suddenly you're super vulnerable to the Banelings. Now, is Elazer ever going to be allowed to move outside of his own base? Mutalisk on the prowl. I don't know why they retreated. Maybe looking for some Burrow Roaches with these Overseers. Look at this Roach Hydra clump. It's like a Wings of Liberty army right there. Oh, the Mutalisk go in, think that... Oh! I think Bly thought there weren't as many Hydralisk as they really were. Because he just took a bunch of losses. I don't know how many just died there. 14 Mutalisk, so he lost 5 Mutalisk there to the Hydralisk, and he probably only killed like a Hydra. Elazer hanging in there, only 38 drones. Main base pretty much mined out, and we also see an infestation pit. Oh, Mutalisk, get warded away. This is critical mass Hydralisk. What do you do now? Well, you make 18 Banelings. That's what you do. I wonder if Elazer makes these buildings in the main on purpose? Because it spreads you more thin, but also it's harder to scout for Bly. Like, he has to commit going into your main to scout that. Well, we see a Hive coming out, so probably thinking about Vipers here to finally deal with that Mutacloud. +2 Carapace coming up. Wow, he's really ahead in the upgrades here, Elazer. Whereas Bly only has +1 Carapace, and he has +2 air weapons, sure. But by the nature of how Mutalisk work with their Glaive attack, their first Glaive bounce gets a full +1 attack from their attack upgrades, right? But the second Glaive only gets, I think, 1/3 of a damage, and the second Glaive only gets 1/6 of a damage. But every time a Glaive hits you, all of your armor counts. So armor upgrades are progressively better against Mutalisk, even if they have attack upgrades. Like, one attack upgrade doesn't do as much as an armor upgrade, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, the Roach Bane army from Bly actually went in here into the third base trying to get a good fight because Bly knew that at least the queens and some of the hiders were at the fourth base. And now, oh my god, that Mutas actually get rid of all of the queens except for one. Oh, nice snipes here by Bly, killing these Hydralisk one by one. These Hydralisk are relatively frail. Only 90 HP compared to the 145 of the Roach. And now, Elazer's moving out again with a lot of Roaches, actually. A lot of Burrow Roaches. This clump of 12 Hydra is actually warding away all these Mutalisk unburrows on top of the Roaches. Some of them still burrowed. And any trade that Elazer can get Roach on Roach is good for Elazer because his upgrades are just far superior. 2-2 to the 1 Carapace upgrades. And the Mutalisk or the Hydralisk are here to ward away those Mutas. And now we see Vipers coming out. Fourth base for Elazer. He's slowly but surely crawling his way back into this game. Fifth base up for Bly. Fourth base is mining. Mutalisk are here to deny this fourth base. No Spore Crawler entrenchment just yet here. And now the spores from the main are pulled, but now the Hydralisk Den is in peril. And it does get taken down. Roach Baneling Force here at the fourth base. It only has 380 HP. So he can just click it down. Oh my god, Banelings do get onto the Hydralisk there. Spores are low because of the Banelings here. Oh my god, and there are the Vipers. Parasitic Bomb on all of the Mutalisk. One Mutalisk just fall. Oh my god, most of the Mutalisk actually get away. They are fairly red, but they do get away. Oh my god, 31 Mutalisk were lost. And no fourth base cancel here for Bly, but there's a third base cancel here for Bly. Big circling run by. Gets onto the third base hatchery and just gnaws it down. And Elazer's now long distance mining on top of his fourth base, giving him some nice income. But he's bloodied once more. Elazer, you looked so solid. You had the third, you had the fourth, you had the Hydralisk, you had the queens, you had the roaches, you had the spores. More Mutalisk being added on here for Bly. This fourth base looks like it's going to go down. Oh my god, he finds a way in, snipes the fourth base, and Elazer has no mining bases. He's long distance mining from his natural to his fourth and third base. 2 parasitic bombs do go off. 3 actually, wow, so the Vipers don't have any energy anymore. Fourth base gets reestablished as well. Bly now super rich on his 47 drones. Never thought I'd say that. Elazer hanging on 25 workers. Bly 150 supply, really out-muscling Elazer now in the economy department. So I think if Bly just maxes out now, he can just go kill him. Just go effing kill him. Do you see the Vipers here? Do put a parasitic bomb. Spore Crawler not deployed because the creep retreated. Would actually be cool if spores are forced to unburrow if the creep is gone, instead of just bleeding to death. We do see another Roach Baneling Force ready to blow up the Hydralisk and then get swarmed over by this giant Mutalisk force. Oh my god, 2 Hydralisk out on the map doing jack shit. They just get eaten up. And here come the Roaches once more into the third base. Bly feels like he has more Roaches, but Elazer is still way better upgraded. And now this does pose a nice distraction for Bly here. The Banelings actually crashing on into the fourth base, not getting to the soft underbelly of the Hydralisk. And this all looks like Bly bleeding away units, but he can afford to be so inefficient. Because Elazer only has half a mining base right now. Whereas Bly has 1, 1.5, 2 mining bases. And Elazer, is this your final attack? Mutalisk are in the back, killing all of his drones, all of his new... wow. All of the new units spawning for Elazer were being camped by the Mutalisk, and Bly takes this 24-minute CVZ game that was very back and forth. And Bly actually taking the first game versus Elazer. Now that's nothing shy of an upset in the making, because Bly needs to take one more game to take this series. And I mean, I think there's nothing scarier than being down 1-0 to Bly in a ZVZ on a map like Alcyone that has gold bases, it has rich geysers. He can place hatcheries wherever he damn pleases. And you just probably don't know what's going on. Bly's going for this hatchery. We see Elazer going for a pool first. Also going for a gold base. We see double gold base action. Can we see both of these? With a little bit of an imagination, you can see both of them. So we have double gold base action. Bly taking the earlier hatchery there. So economically, probably in the lead if he transfers it over his drones. But that puts the onus on Elazer to make sure that he pressures Bly a bit on this gold base. Because Elazer already starting speed, whereas the pool of Bly isn't even done. Not even halfway to speed gas-wise. We do see drone transfer here from Bly, so we see like 9 drones coming out here. Ready to mine this gold base. Whereas the gold base for Elazer isn't even done yet, and we already see a baneling nest. Of course, both players know what's going on. And Elazer is pulling the trigger. He's like, nah, brother. Nah, brother. You ain't doing this. He's actually kind of one-basing him. He's just making Zerglings here. And he's just using this hatchery as a staging point, or it's maybe even a fake. Oh, he does transfer over some workers, but he's just making lings. He's just going to attack Bly, and what is Bly going to be doing about that? Speed is about to finish. Bly, you are in peril. He's making a roach warren. I mean, if he gets some roaches in both bases, then he should be okay, but roaches are so slow without speed, and these bases are very far apart. Bly does find the banelings on the map, already morphing, does cancel 1 baneling, does cancel 2 banelings. Third base does come out, gets 3 Zergling kills, and speed finishes. Immediately surrounds those small Zerglings, and the drones have to come off the line. This queen is in peril, and this is too many Zerglings. More streaming in. Spinecrawler not done. And the gold base of Bly is just completely forfeit. He makes a bunch of units here at his gold base. Spinecrawler finishes up, but now the main base is in peril. More speedlings running over to the main base. We have some small lings and a queen here, nicely tucked in. Actually, Zerglings get aggroed here and get pulled out of position and gobbled up by the Zerglings of Elazer. And now these roaches trying to get back, but they can't. Might have to put like 1 roach there. Oh my god. All of the defenses of Bly have been taken care of. And Bly moving out with his 4 roaches here, trying to snipe some of the banelings, but that's too many Zerglings. Actually gets fully surrounded here. And oh, this roach does wiggle his way out. Nice micro by Bly, but that's a lot of Zergling reinforcements. Banelings do bonus damage to the Spinecrawler. And this gold base seems to be forfeit for Bly. That's a lot of Zerglings here. Another roach about to get caught here. And the Elazer is slowly mining from that gold base. And Bly is sitting on 10 workers. And no gold base, no natural. Like, Bly needs to have like 5 roaches right now and pluck this ramp up. But it doesn't seem like he can afford it because he has 10 workers. He has 1 guy in gas right now. Gold base for Bly's getting caught or being destroyed. Couple lings trying to get out onto the map. Maybe trying to get into the main base of Elazer to do some counter damage, but another roach gets caught in the middle of the base here. You don't want to see that if you're Bly. And there's 2 roaches not in the greatest of position, and the Elazer's lings are squeezing through. And he's telling Bly to get the hell out of his game. I got the gold base. I'm taking your gold base to style on your ass. At least that's what I would do. And with 7 supply, Bly taps out. And Elazer taking the second game versus Bly. We're here on Equilibrium, and there's a gold base with a rich geyser. So, do we see a repeat from game 1 where both players just want to take that gold base? It's just such a Zerg thing to just, you know, there's a gold base. It's not literally in the middle of the map. I'm just taking that shit as a natural. You come to me, try and do something about it. And Bly goes for the overhatch on 15, so the build that we saw Elazer do in the first game, but he does it onto a gold base. There's also a rich geyser here. And we've seen Bly do this before, I think versus Spirit on, I think, Alcyone, where he took the base with the rich geyser and took it instead of a main geyser. And then he used that to, like, get a bunch of Ravagers out. And actually do a kind of a Ravager Ling Roach all-in play to Spirit. Of course, Elazer's also taking the gold base, but he's doing it from a pool first once more, so Elazer doing kind of the same thing he did last game. Bly went for a hatch first play last game as well, but this is a different type of hatch first. Again, Maynarding over the drones, and I hope that Bly doesn't make a Roach War in this game. That he identifies that Elazer is looking to end this game fast, or at least that his vision of how gold base versus gold base should work doesn't work. So let's see what Bly knows. Bly doesn't know anything. Elazer doesn't know anything. They're both in the dark. 2 Zerglings make their way across the map here for Elazer. Let's see. We do see the Baneling Nest again from Elazer, so he wants to do that quick attack again. And we see the Roach Warren again from Bly. Oh no. I mean, last game this didn't go well. Like, how are you defending your main base and your gold base? I think if your opponent tries to continuously attack your gold base, this works. But if they just, like, divide and conquer, what are you to do? Speed about to finish for Elazer here. And he's just pumping out the Zerglings. He has a couple drones on his gold base as well. Doesn't take the rich geyser, actually. Whereas Bly does take it, and now we see more Banelings, so this is the exact same attack from Elazer, I feel like. And Bly, what are you doing? Does he know? He doesn't know. I mean, surely he's seen these Zerglings go, but now he's being attacked. His queen is already surrounded. There's already a Baneling here. Oh my god, targets down a lot of drones there. Drones do try to get out of this base, but oh, they hope that the roaches will save them, but the roaches are not enough to save them. And the main base of Bly, just like that, gets overrun. Even though he has a bunch of roaches here, it's barely... Is it enough? Oh, Baneling does go down. Oh, Ravagers do pop. Ravager Cocoons get a lot of armor, which is why you morph your low HP roaches into Ravagers. And he does save his main base for now. A lot of Zerglings have been popped from the other base as well. Bly somehow still in this game. 22 more Zerglings underway from Elazer, though. He's running double queens. And he's just making a lot of Zerglings. And oh, Bly just has this slow Roach Ravager force. He does have a fully saturated gold base. Can't be underestimated how much money you get from that. Whereas Elazer only has a half-saturated gold base. But the Zerglings run on into the main base, and I don't think Bly knows. Bly trying to make a Baneling Nest, but doesn't put it in his most protected base. Puts it in his main base, and it gets taken down right away. Bly's main base goes down, got blindsided by this Ling run-by, and now Bly's running across the map to try and shut down the gold base of Elazer. That does seem like a good trade. You take my main, I take your gold, then suddenly it's your main versus my gold. So maybe... But he first needs to take down this gold base. A lot of Zerglings here pop before Bly can tuck himself in. to get some decent surface area. Oh, these Lings do get a very good surround, and this is not enough Roach Ravager to hold themselves. Just like that, wow. 39 Lings are on the map for Elazer right now. And all the Bly has is 5 Roaches, and he just lost a bunch of drones here to a Baneling run-by. I'll put it on screen. And this is just a lot of Zerglings. How are you ever defending this? Maybe you should have put the Baneling nest over there, but, like... He doesn't have a main base, and he has 9 drones. A total of 9 drones. He has 1 on the Geyser. Oh my god, and the Lings do come in, get a decent surface area on these 2 outer Roaches. Those will fall fairly quickly. Queen stopped gapping it, but oh my god, the drones are pulled off the line. The Roaches fall, the drones fall, and Bly has to GG out. Elazer takes the series 2-1 after that first game was so hard fought, and Bly took that game. Then they just went into this weird gold-based versus gold-based scenario, and Elazer just proves that he got that figured out way more than Bly has it figured out. Wow. Guys, thank you for hanging out. I hope you still enjoyed these games, even though I kind of already knew what was going to happen. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Bly game. Because he still needs to win 1 Swiss game to get out of groups and into the playoffs. I'll see you next time. Cheers.